there's a certain element of this that feels to me like it could be Tim Kasher taking some experience he had in life and structuring it out in this way and telling the story. There's another one that could be narrating a whole separate story. Like I can hear this thing almost as a version of something that could be adapted into like a theatrical production or something like that almost. How much of this, if you want to answer it, is you writing songs about a thing you experience, and how much of it is you telling a love story that grows and then dies?
It's convenient, as the bulk of my albums are, where there's no even though there are plenty of specifics, but they range from so many different experiences. I guess like the conceit of what this concept was for me was, and I this is something I just kind of started thinking about a little earlier in this conversation, because I thought it was kind of neat the way you would kind of paired up Blackout and Ugly Organ and then this one, and kind of suggesting that maybe this is the culmination of that era of songwriting. Could kind of make sense to me. It shouldn't really diminish that era of just saying, oh, well, we were just really getting kind of partying a lot and getting fucked up, and that's what the music's about, because clearly that's not really
Yeah.
there's so much more going on than that. But really a lot of what was going on was just that it was just the next chapter, for me and for us. It's kind of like the chapter of your 20s when that just were really I mean, it feels silly to say it that way, but can be really painful. And the depression that kind of comes with you know alcohol abuse and stuff like that doesn't help at all. Uh, but also just the depression and the difficulty of navigating relationships was just like really fucking, it's just like it's hard for anyone. Uh, but I look back now and kind of see a lot of it as trying to mature,
Right.
but having a hard time with it. And album of the year's idea really is that I was on a bad run of dating people for about a year and then moving on, and uh and just feeling really terrible about that. But I think that there's a lot of sincerity in doing that for anybody who's doing that
Mhm.
as we're young and you're going in your, that's, I guess it's just, yeah, it's like the nightmare of the dating scene, I guess, is what these albums kind of
It
can be
feels
about.
if it feels like that, and I think when you put it that way, this isn't records about getting fucked up or whatever, but the backdrop of where the like growth and heartbreak and everything's being felt is often bars and clubs and places with alcohol and all of this stuff, you know?
Yeah, and it's also just kind of the life. It's just the life that we knew as well, I guess. But yeah, so the album is a culmination of a lot of different of a handful of different experiences I had, and so I don't feel like any one there's not like any specific ex-girlfriend that has to like carry the brunt of what this
Right.
album is.
If you enjoyed that clip, you should check out the After the Deluge podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. We have full episodes there, as well as right here on this YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button and maybe check out whatever's being suggested to you right here. Thanks so much.